Welcome, everybody, to Dead Talk Live. And tonight we have a very special guest, Madeleine McGraw, who is starring in one of the most highly anticipated films of the summer called The Black Phone. Maddie, thank you so much for being our guest. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
It is my pleasure. And this movie is just so hyped up. We've been waiting for it, not just as horror fans, but everybody's been waiting for this movie for such a long time. Was it delayed because of COVID?
I think so, yeah. But also I've kind of been waiting with the fans as well because we were obviously expecting a sooner release date, but then when they pushed it, I was like, no, because I wanted to see it so badly too.
I bet. Now, let me give everybody who has not really heard about this movie the little synopsis. The Black Phone is about a child abductor slash killer played by the brilliant Ethan Hawke. Now, he abducts his victim, and keeps him in a soundproof basement. Now, there's a little black phone in this basement, which is disconnected, but while Finney, the latest abductee, is there, that phone starts ringing. And
Yep.
of course, it goes crazy from there. Now, you play Gwen Shaw. Now, is Gwen the sister of Finney?
Yes, I play Finney's little sister.
Okay, and disclaimer to our audience: I have not watched this film yet either, so I'm right there with you guys. Maddie has all the information, and we're not going to have her give away any spoilers. But I'm learning this the same time as you guys are. So, Gwen is the sister of Finney. Now, in the trailer, we see Gwen has these special kind of abilities. Is it psychic? Is it a special brother sister bond? How would you describe it?
So I I guess I'd call them like visions. She has these visions which she hopes she can use to find her brother Finney.
And we see a lot of interaction between Gwen and the police. Is the majority of your scenes you helping the police? Is it like the type of scenario where the police go, "What does this girl really know? She doesn't know anything. Do we believe her? Do we not believe her?" Walk us through
Yeah,
that.
kind of. They I don't want to give too much away, but they sort of don't really believe me in the beginning. And they're like, wait, how does she know so much about the kidnapping and everything? But they sort of start to trust me as I start to fill them in on more dreams that I've had.
Now, would you describe Gwen as having psychic abilities? Well, first of all, let me ask you this question: Are Gwen and Finney twins?
No, I'm his little sister, and I think I'm 11. I'm 2 years younger than him.
Okay, so would you describe, Gwen's abilities being more psychic, or is it just a connection that she has with her brother, without giving away anything?
Um, I don't think it. I think it'd be like more psychic because she sees other people too.
Ah, okay, all right. Now, as an 11-year-old girl, and Gwen is having all these experiences, how were you told and directed to portray? Is it something that freaks that freaks her out? Is it something that she's known for a while now and she embraces it?
Yeah, I guess so. But also, I'd call Gwen a little wise beyond her years because she kind of has to fend for herself because her dad's a drunk and she kind of has to take care of him with her brother. And so, yeah, I'd say she's wise beyond her years and she's been having these dreams for a while. That's why she keeps on praying and hoping that she can have more to find her brother.
How would you describe the relationship with Finney, between Gwen and Finney before he was abducted? Was it the typical older brother, little sister type thing? Were they close? Were they not close? How would you describe it?
They're definitely very close. Um, I think I can relate to Gwen in this way a lot because I have two brothers and a little sister, and I am so close with my siblings. And just like Gwen, I would do anything to protect my siblings and stick up for them.
That's awesome. So that was actually my next question. You would say there are a lot of similarities between yourself and the character Gwen?
Yeah, I'd say we have a lot of similarities, but we also cannot relate in some ways. But we're similar in the ways like we want to protect our siblings and our family. And she's also super tough, and I'm super tough on the soccer field. And we're also really loyal to anyone who we're close with. But Gwen, like I said, her dad drinks a lot. Their family is kind of broken. Well, their family is broken, but me and my family, we're super close. We have movie nights. We go to Universal, so that's a way that we're really different.
That's awesome. When you do find little bits of yourself in the character that you are playing, how much of a help is that to you as an actor?
It helps a lot. It makes it so much easier to get into Gwen as a character. And I had the best time getting to portray her in the Black Phone.
It looks like you had so much fun. Now, of course, the star of the movie is the amazing Ethan Hawke. Did you get to have any screen time with Ethan? Did you work with him at all?
Sadly, no. But
Oh,
honestly, after seeing him in like all the makeup and then the scary mask and getting to be in the basement, it sent shivers down my spine when I walked in there, by the way. But yeah, I'm kind of glad because he's so creepy. But long story short, I hope I get to meet him at the premiere.
oh, that's amazing. And yeah, we in the trailer we see him. He loves magic, and he that's the lore that he used to take in all these little
Yeah,
kids.
very
The
creepy.
magic, and then I'm dying to find out, and I hope that it's explained in the movie. What's his fascination with the masks? You know, he
Yeah.
has that devilish type of a mask, and there's this
Yeah,
one oh go on.
I almost feel like the mask is kind of like his separate identity. Like he hides his I don't know, personal life, I guess, behind the mask.
Yeah. Would you say that he also likes to toy with his victims? There's this one scene where he asks your brother what his name is, and your brother lies and says it's Taylor, and he throws him the newspaper, and he sort of toys with him. He's like, I was going to let you go too, which we know he wasn't.
Yeah, obviously, but I don't know if I can say this, but he I don't know if I can say it. So
Okay,
I
all
don't think
right. No, I don't
I
want to
don't
put
think
you in
I'm
any
going
trouble,
to,
so
but
let's.
he's super twisted and he kind of plays this game called Naughty Boy, but I don't want to give too much away. So that's all I'm going to say
Okay,
about
okay,
that.
that's totally cool. Now, like I said, this is the most highly anticipated film, one of the most highly anticipated films of the summer, if not the whole year. Uh, you have worked on, I mean, at 13, your resume is just so incredible.
Thank you.
What's it like? Do you remember your first role that you ever had?
I think so. I think it was American Sniper. And when when I finished working on that, I told my mom because it was actually the first thing that I had auditioned for, and then I booked it. And I was like, Mommy, I want to do this forever. And it was just such an amazing experience all around. And I'm so happy that I'm still doing it.
Do you feel blessed just looking back at
I'm so grateful, and I do feel really blessed.
I mean, being, a child actor and having the certain look for a movie or two will get you a couple of roles, but at a certain point, when you get to the kind of resume that you have, talent definitely starts to reveal itself, and you
Thank
definitely
you.
have a lot of talent. Now, would you say Gwen is sort of like a standout role for you so far in your career?
Oh, yes, definitely. Because I love doing movies or shows that are like kind of gritty and spooky, maybe creepy. So I definitely say it. It's probably the biggest role that I think I've ever done.
Wow. Now, is this the your first horror movie that you've done as well?
Yeah, I think so. I've done like sort of a horror show before, but I love watching horror movies. Sadly, I don't get to watch a lot because I'm not allowed to, but I try to watch whatever I can on YouTube. But it was so cool because I love that jump scared feeling. And so when I just got to see the movie recently, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that scared me so much. So it's so exciting.
I mean, it's different being on the set and filming and then actually
Oh my
sitting
gosh,
with the
it's
viewers
so
watching
different.
it.
Yeah, because when you're on set, you see all the camera and the crew and a ton of cords. But then when you watch the movie and the sound effects and the makeup and the music, oh my gosh, it's so exhilarating, I guess.
Now, how did this role come your way? And your parents obviously must be very involved. Did your parents encourage you? Were they a little hesitant about you doing a horror movie? How did that all play out?
Well, when I got the script and me and my mom read it together, and me and my mom, we loved it right away. And we also read it as a family. But when me and my mom were reading it, we were on the edge of our seats the whole entire time, like, oh no, Finney, don't go in there. I hope that doesn't happen. No, Finney, stop. And we were like hoping, Gwen, come on, please find him. So I think me and my mom both fell in love with the script. So,
How
and I
excited
felt
how excited were you when you found out you booked it?
I was in shock, not gonna lie. But because we were on a Zoom and I was doing a chemistry read with Mason Thames, who plays Finney. And after I got off, I was like, wait, I can't believe I just booked that. I was so happy. But then I was about to go away and film a Disney show that I'm on. And it conflicted with the Black Phone schedule. And I was so sad because I was like, oh no, if I can't do this, I'm going to be devastated.
Uh-huh.
But then Scott, he moved the whole movie for me.
Oh,
And I will forever be grateful for that because it was such an honor getting to play Gwen and just to be in the movie.
that is so amazing. Now, people have said this is like a big star making role. That's how good you are in this film. Now,
I feel so honored. Thank you.
at 13, I mean, how do you sort of, that must be so overwhelming. I mean, I'm almost 48, and that would be overwhelming if I heard somebody say that about me. How do you deal with that at 13 and just the praise that you're getting?
Well, I don't really read like I don't know the stuff. I guess like there I read some of the reviews and all I see all the praise and stuff, but I always remember that I couldn't have done this without my family. So um yeah, I don't know. It's just
That is
Scott really trusted me, so that really helped.
So let's talk about Scott. Scott Derrickson is the director of the film. Uh, what was your experience working with Scott? Was he very helpful? Was he sort of like a parent figure on the set for you?
Yes, definitely. It helped because he would really ask for my input, and I can't say a lot about this scene, but I was doing a scene with Jeremy Davies, who plays my dad.
Hmm.
Um, and it was a really hard scene. And Scott said, just trust your instincts and go for it. And it really helped because I was like, oh, yes, this is going to help. And I really just went for it. And because I felt so connected to Gwen, made it a lot easier. And it also helped that Scott trusted me. So
Yeah. Now, being the type of role that this was in a big budget film, a big role, you're one of the stars. Um, at 13, do you overanalyze after you do a scene, or do you feel you put it all out there, you did the best you can do, and
yes.
that's
Yeah,
great?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so important. Now, with Scott and being one of the co-stars to Ethan Hawke, who you don't have direct scenes with, was that a little bit intimidating for you going into this film?
Not really. I just thought of it as like oh, another I don't know, another actor. Yeah.
Another role, yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
didn't overthink it too much.
Yeah. Cuz I was just so excited to get to play Gwen. So I was just focusing on my character and her and Finney's relationship.
So tell us, what are some of the things? Let's take Gwen for instance, that you have to play out on the screen. What are some of the methods you use to try to get into that character?
Um, I I just really feel it because it all comes from my heart. It helps that I could relate to her so much. And when I really think about what she's going through, like with her family and her brother, and it just makes me think about my brother because my brother in real life, he would get bullied at school. And this one time, all these kids were taking his fruit snacks from him. And I went around my class and I asked everyone for their fruit snacks and I gave them all to him. So,
Oh,
yeah, it helps a lot when you can really relate to the character. It makes it a lot easier.
this film deals with some dark, subject matter, child kidnappings,
Yeah.
murder, and so on. How did you and your family, in regards to that, feel about you tackling on this role? Because it's important in the to get the awareness out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about that? Well, I mean, it's difficult because, like I said, it deals with such a dark subject matter.
Yeah, I they asked me how I felt and I felt really comfortable with it because I think it's really important to get that message out there that this could actually happen in real life. Well, at least a lot of it could.
When filming was all done and you guys all wrapped up, do you feel did you guys feel sad that it was done with? Did you make a
I
lot
was
of
so sad.
friends?
I actually, yeah, I have a video on my Instagram. I started crying when I wrapped because at the end of working on a movie for so long, or just when you're so close to everyone,
Hmm.
you all feel like family at the end.
I'm sure you do. But now that the movie is a month away from release, are you just really excited for everybody to see it?
Yes, I'm so excited for everyone to see it.
Sorry about that. That was Siri on my
It's
watch.
okay.
So, not having seen this movie, uh, and you having watched it, can you like tell the viewers that this is a movie that's going to keep fans on the edge of their seats from start to finish?
Yes, definitely.
Is it going to be
And
like,
I've seen it twice, and both times, honestly, I feel like I get even more scared for some reason.
well, let's talk about the scary aspect. This is a paranormal ghost movie topped with this madman played by Ethan Hawke, combined together, where we see the ghosts of his past victims coming back to try to help Finney. Having watched the movie, it looks from the trailer that, of course, when a boy like Finney starts seeing these ghosts, it's going to freak him out. He doesn't
Yeah.
really realize right away what they're trying to do and help him and save his life. Um, do you like watching the finished product and how it was all brought together?
It is so amazing. I love watching it because it's also, even though it's super scary, it's also got such emotional parts too. So I feel like fans are going to feel really connected to the movie. And it's funny, it's got funny aspects too. So I feel like even though it's scary, you won't be like terrified at all of the times.
And before we go, I got to say, Ethan Hawke, of course, he's an amazing actor, but have you seen? I know you said your parents don't allow you to watch much horror movies, but
Yeah.
did you happen to see any of his prior horror movies? Like, let me give you an example: Sinister.
Oh, definitely not. I asked my mom if I could see it because Mason showed me the trailer for it. And I think horror movies are so interesting. And I love watching just the trailers and a bunch of clips of them on YouTube. But I begged my mom so badly if I could watch it. And she said no. She said, yeah, maybe when you're 18 or 16.
Yeah, well, it's worth the wait. Let me just put it
Yeah.
to you that
Okay.
way.
Good to
Ethan,
know. Good to know.
the movie is fantastic, and I think that's what has so many fans, horror fans especially, hyped up for this movie is, how amazing Ethan Hawke is in these horror movies.
Yeah.
Madeline, I want to thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your stories.
Thank
Again,
you so much for having me
it
again.
is my pleasure. The movie, again, guys, is called The Black Phone. It is being released at almost every theater nationwide on June 24th. Less than a month away. I cannot wait to see it. Maddie, do you have any final thoughts you want to share before we
I
go?
hope everyone enjoys it so much and um yeah, and sees it twice.
Absolutely. I want to thank our guest, Madeleine McGraw. Thank you all who tuned in live and those who will be watching this later on. On behalf of Madeleine and myself, stay safe, stay walking. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.